Now, I've never been one to be really big on shotguns. I like them. I just don't find them too much fun unless I'm on a hunter with fire handshakes before the nerf. Yes, I know Winter's Guile, Worm God, and all that other kind of crazy stuff. Those builds are cool too, but I never got around or a chance to ever really experience them at all because Bungie slaps them so fast. You know, they just I don't get to feel that excitement. Either way, why do I bring this up? Well, today I'm gonna be talking about the Sudden Death, the returning Trials of the Nine shotgun. So, Sudden Death is a aggressive frame arc shotgun. All right, has an 80 impact, it's about a 32 range, 33 stability, 32 handling, 39 reload. Its aim assist is about a 30 and its zoom is a 12. And it has 4 in the magazine. Recoil direction is a 74, so this thing kicks up pretty good. All right, now, that being said, this thing just seems like it's lying on paper to me. It feels way better than it actually reads, as you can see here. So shotguns are in a weird space for me, right? I like the designs and the perks that they have, but it's their usage for me. It's almost like swords where I don't really like getting that close to do DPS, but I'll do it from time to time or if absolutely necessary. Same in PvP. It's not typical. It's not my typical go-to because it's I like playing mid to long range fights. Somewhat like a hand cannon primary style with snipers from time to time, or with a pulse rifle or a scout. But if I need to get in close range engagements or as a defense, sure. I just don't like the run and gun play style some people use with them. So that's just a personal preference. This one is no different, but I do like the fact that it's nice and clean. It has a decent look and aesthetic, and it feels like it's lying to me on paper with the stats. If you saw my judgment video, I mentioned the same thing when it comes to how the gun, like how it stands out because of something. Well, I had that same feeling with this shotgun. I also really like the look. The perk pool isn't too bad, too special, but you see some outliers in there. Doesn't mean it's not interesting, right? And I'm gonna blame the fact that it feels so weird on its perks. It has really, really good perks in the pool as a returning weapon being reissued from Trials of the Nine, now in the Prophecy Dungeon. So let's look at all the perks. So in the first column, we have Rifle Barrel, Smooth Bore, Small Bore, Barrel Shot, Corkscrew Rifling, and Full Choke. In the second column, we have Assault Mag, Appended Mag, Tactical Mag, Extended Mag, Steady Rounds, Accurized Rounds, and Light Mag. In the third column, we have Threat Detector, Field Prep, Slide Shot, Grave Robber, Pulse Monitor, Surplus. And then in the final column, we have Wellspring, Frenzy, Snapshot, 1-2 Punch, Elemental Capacitor, and Surrounded. I'm not gonna waste too much time on this one, but like it has really, really nice perks and it just feels so good. But it don't look good on paper. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. You tell me in the comments down below. Like, not tell me if I'm wrong, but you know, shine some light on why this thing feels so good. And I'm not talking about with specific perks. I'm just saying base alone. Take away the perks and this thing feels good. I've tried 4 different variations of this shotgun and it still feels good. All right. Now going into my recommendations for perks, I'm going to start off with PvE first because I barely use it in PvE. So, but I have a couple of roles that I like, hence the ones that I've tried. So I'm going to go with Grave Robber or Threat Detector and 1-2 Punch, or Grave Robber and or Threat Detector with Frenzy. It's pretty simple. Grave Robber keeps me from having to manually reload, while the other 2 help me get in a little bit of extra damage in some form, you know, whether it be from the melee kills or pellets. Threat Detector is probably more fitting for fighting majors or bosses though, when pairing these up. Might be wrong there, but that's just how I feel. Frenzy, obviously you got to stay in the battle for 12 seconds. I'm not going to keep my shotty out for 12 seconds close to a boss or an enemy like that. Furthermore, 1-2 Punch, obvious reasons here. I mentioned it above, Liar's Handshake. Okay, moving on to PvP. For my PvP recommendations, surplus and snapshot, or surplus elemental capacitor. Now, we all got some things here to say with that, right? This is a really decent gun. I currently have a surplus snapshot roll, and I'm going to keep it real. I love that thing. It allows me to counter or defend extremely quickly. In most situations, elemental capacitor would take this over the edge for those who like to mid-max. For me, it's unnecessary. Don't necessarily need that one. So I got snapshot. But if you are doing mid-maxing, doing mod builds and subclass builds around elemental capacitor, then surplus elemental capacitor is where you want to go. Okay. Or threat detector elemental capacitor. There's a few different roles in there. I'm crutching more towards surplus elemental capacitor for my like and my playstyle. I know I have a few colleagues that like other roles and prefer or say they're better roles. In my opinion, surplus elemental capacitor. That's just me though. Okay. Now, with all that said, do I recommend you spend time and farm this weapon? It's a mix of yes and no. All right. If you need a good PvP shotgun, pretty much the only option straightforward to get. Next to either possibly doing Sorrow's Harbor for the Blasphemer, or what else do we have? Can't even think of one. Oh, this thing from our current seasonal activity stuff. Like that's a really good shotgun in the kinetic slot though. This is in the energy slot. So if you don't have a Fell Winters yet, this would definitely do you some justice. But it's a harsh farm. Again, last encounter in the Prophecy Dungeon. Just make sure you get the checkpoint and get it done. We'll definitely shoot for it, but its RNG is going to be hell for you. I think you can find something better, in other activities, but that's just my opinion there too. Again, I play so much of the game and I have so many different weapons. That's not a flex. It takes time to get these things. And I can tell you this, RNG has blessed me, but there are some cases where RNG just sucks. And I think in this case with trying to get these weapons from the Prophecy Dungeon, it's going to be hell for a few people. Go check out Cammy Cakes. I've been watching this man stream or seeing him go live and pretty much saying he's going into the Prophecy Dungeon to farm to try to get the roll that he wants of these particular weapons. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right, but I digress. For PvE, you could definitely find something better. And I wouldn't sweat trying to get this weapon just for PvE either. So take that with a grain of salt and go have fun out there. Thank you for checking out my videos, and make sure you click the like button before you leave if this video was helpful to you, and subscribe for more content in the future from me. Also helps me out a great deal. And again, I noticed that a lot of you guys are not subscribed, but you do watch these videos all the way to the end, and I do appreciate that. So please, if you will, subscribe, come back, hang out with us for another video. All right, I'll see you next time. Peace.